So initially I thought the car was misfiring due to a set of bad plug wires, I guess. But this is definitely not the case. Ready? Oh my God. Oh my God. And you can bet that they're all pretty similar. Oh man, so I've got to get all that oil out of there and put spark plugs and clean these. There's no other way really. I probably have to get coils too, which are not cheap. But that explains the misfire pretty much. That's what's going on. So the wind has picked up rather violently today, unfortunately, but this is what we're gonna have to deal with. I have a little syringe with a long extension tube down into the spark plug well. Watch what happens when I use one hand to up this. You see that? That's all oil. Yes, little balls, that's oil. See, oil, no. That's all oil. So if we take this out, little balls, right? We put it in here. Look at all that oil that's in the spark plug holes. No good, huh? No good, huh, buddy? No, it isn't. Alright, valve cover is off. Doesn't look as evil as I thought it would down in there. I thought there'd be a lot of pitting on these, but there's actually no pitting on the lobes for the cams at all. The timing chain is relatively stiff still. It's got a little bit of play, but that's acceptable for a chain. And the holes are mostly empty of oil. These two were the absolute worst. These two were the best. This one had no oil whatsoever. So I'm guessing this aftermarket gasket, this silicone Felpro, I mean, it's still plenty supple. You can feel it's just plenty rubbery, but I don't know on this one. I don't know how much oil could possibly get down in there from this. But I've got the new gasket, so we can go ahead and install that. First, I'm gonna clean up the edges though. I removed what is the best spark plug because this is the well that has no oil inside of it. And yeah, I gotta say, that's not very reassuring. I'm sure the rest of them look just as shitty as this one does. So here's the plug that I pulled out. It is an Autolite XP, and you can see that it is just in awful condition all around. This is shit, and anyone who uses those in their car, you're an idiot. This is what you should be using on every Toyota-based product, NGK. So there's the number for you. Buy 4 of these and you'll never have another problem. All right, here's the next plug. What the hell? How is this vehicle even still running is my question. Look at these. This is awful. All right, this one is gonna be fresh off the cob. I haven't even checked it out for myself yet, but I already know that there's evil in them there cylinders. Oh my God. Not as bad as the last one, but not great either. Jesus. I think I'm gonna call cylinder number 1 the worst. Dang. I mean, just dang. That's nasty. Ahoy, mateys. IBC barnacles. So now that we've changed those crusty barnacle-esque spark plugs and cleaned out the wells, we're gonna tackle this MAF sensor, which on a Toyota, 2 Phillips screws and then boink. I guarantee you this baby's ugly. Oh yeah. Kind of dirty. It's black. It should be like a ruby red. That's why we have this stuff. So that's what we're gonna do now. All right, I cleaned it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a shiny ruby red, almost like an amber. That's how it's supposed to look, not pitch black. So next, I'm gonna take the throttle body assembly off here, not the whole freaking thing, because it's got coolant pipes running through it. That's why I like electronic throttle bodies in a way, because there's no coolant mess. But I'm just gonna take this little snorkel off and see what the throttle plate looks like, the throttle body butterfly valve. It probably looks like shit, considering the rest of the motor. So we're gonna do that. And I also have, using the trunk of my car as a workbench, we also have this new valve cover gasket because this is what was leaking, causing oil to get down into the wells. We can't have that. So coming up next. All right, I'm gonna try to get you guys down in there to look at this before I clean it all the way. Ew. Yeah, that's not helping anybody. Nasty. I cleaned up the coils as best that I could. They're pretty dirty, at least they were pretty dirty. Now even the ones that were covered in oil are pretty clean down in there. You can take this little boot off and get up in there, and it's much better. I cleaned out the terminal as best I could, and we're gonna put it all back together now, see if it works. That's all back together. This is the amount of oil that I took out of the spark plug cylinder wells. That's not supposed to be in there at all. So I've completely reassembled it. I'm gonna clean this little, I guess, bezel, little plastic cover, because it looks like shit. And then we'll give the car a start and let it idle and see what happens. The moment of truth has arrived. Now I know this thing makes, oh, nope. You know, there's no display, but the radio works, go figure. Ready? It's gonna make a terrible noise when it first starts. Hear that noise? There's that. It's because you gotta turn this off. So you turn this little recirculate and it stops. Sounds fantastic though. Like it's not misfiring at all now, look at that. That noise that you hear when you hear that when it first starts, that's the tensioner down there. I gotta get that changed. See that? That's the tensioner. Where's the exhaust? There it is. Yeah, you're gonna get a little bit of smoke, unfortunately, because you know I've spilled a bunch of oil down the spark plug wells, down the down into the piston, so it's gonna do that for a while. But there is not even a hint of misfire now. I guess the coils were still good. Oh yeah. Wow, I am so freaking impressed by this car. It drives perfect now. I just did a slight little tune-up, and I mean it's rolling great. There's power. I can actually accelerate now without the car sputtering and taking a crap. You hear that? No flashing lights. Wow. It's like a different car in here. I'm thoroughly impressed by this car. I did not think it could come back from that, but it did. Well, I will talk to you guys at home. I'm gonna give this thing a bit of a drive around and see what it does, turn the AC on, etc. See if we still got those problems. I'll catch you guys at home. It's another morning. I'm in my fashionable shorts, and we are gonna clean out the interior of this car. Now, I've already done the vacuuming and the armor rolling and all that crap to it, because I had to yesterday. I had no other time. However, I can clean out this center console, which was not cleaned out by the previous owner. As you can see, it's full of garbage, even though I specifically asked them to clean it out. So that's what we're gonna do now, is go through this and see what kind of treasures lie within. Alright. Got some genuine post-it notes. Those are always nice to have, so I'm gonna put that in the, I guess the keep pile will be this one. I hate pens. I have so many that it's ridiculous, so those are going in the not keep pile. Ozium air sanitizer. Is this even full of anything? No. Ooh. Has science inside of it. You've been glycolized by the best. A Jesus token. It says, Lord, grant me a steady hand, and smack that hoe.
Let us pray the pimp's prayer. Lord, please pray for the soul of this bitch.
Let's see. This one can be garbage. Some band-aids. You could always use band-aids. Suicide note. I don't need that. Put that there. I don't know what that is, and I don't care. Ooh, more garbage. All right. Now's the good stuff. Lady products. A measuring tape that is unraveled. Yet another pen. Lip balm. Medpost urgent care. No, that's not that far from here, actually. Oh, cookies. What kind are they? Looks like graham crackers. Gross. Graham crackers are for like children and people who are getting ready to die. Blank CD. Alguien de te quiere. Jose e de anda. canto y meditación. So it's like meditation music. It's fine. Empty. More feminine products. Must have been a lady that owned this car. I'll have to check the title. We want you. We want you. They want you. They want you. They want you as a new recruit. More suicide notes. Is that a fucking person? Like, oh, I thought that was the butt. I was like, oh, that's pretty creepy back there. Look at that creepiness. This whole thing's creepy. What is this, drugs? Oh no, this is a pumice stone. I can actually use that, so I'm gonna put that in the keep. The 3 items in my keep pile. This is running a bit long as it is, but it's fun, why not? Oh baby, High School Musical. You know good stuff is in there. All just burned CDs, it would appear. So these are garbage. Throw that in the garbage. Marc Jacobs fragrances.
Marc Jacobs.
Does it smell? Nope, just a card with Marc Jacobs fragrances on it. I'm sure it smelled once upon a time. Como something EPCC, that's at college. More lady products. Don't even care what all this is, probably bills. And another CD. Another feminine product. Rio Roma, Otra Vida. That means other life. CD in there. Yeah. Ooh, a bulb. That's in the keep pile there. I don't want to put this over here. I do not need that. Hey, these are always helpful. And they're brand new. Sweet. Hey, tape. I could use some tape. Why not? More feminine products. Jeez, this thing is just full of treasure. A pen from the Union Ganadera Regional de Chihuahua. So there's that. There's this. The pocket juice. Where does the juice come out? This is where the juice comes out? Oh, it's a power bank. Thought it was like a jewel or something. I keep that. Keeping with the Jesus piece. Put that over there. Some more bubbles. Bubbles. Blah, blah, blah. Like a fish. A charger to something. To a Huawei. That sucks. Nobody likes those. Whatever that is. Little fluor. Less fluor. An air pump thingy. Penny. Put that in my other pennies pile. It looks like the last. Hey, there's a power plug down here. I didn't know that. Looks like the last thing is this pen. USS Nimitz. I think I remember this for some reason. Hey, a Dragon Ball. I think this is like a carrier, like an aircraft carrier in San Diego. When I was a kid, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was an aircraft carrier stationed in San Diego, near Coronado Bay. And I think this was the name of it. I think my grandfather might have even been on it. Well, anyway, that was cool. I'll keep this. Well, that's all the garbage that they left in this car. Besides that thing, I have no idea what that is, and I cannot find out for the life of me where it goes. So now that the interior has been, let's just say, cleaned, right? I'll just throw basically all of that away. You can see, the interior's not that bad. I mean, you can look at the plate on this one. It doesn't go to anybody, so it doesn't matter. Cell Pro gasket. All that's still there. So at least it's clean now. Well, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning now. You can see that there is an absolutely massive oil leak coming from the oil pan right there. So I'm draining the oil out, and then I'm gonna get to taking this pan off, which doesn't seem to be too hard, really. The hardest part seems to be this little enclave over here. I saw some guy that removed the whole brace. What a wasted time. You don't have to do that. You can get in there with a short socket extension. But yeah, so I gotta wait till the oil all drains out. I'm also gonna drain the filter because we're doing a whole oil change. And then I'm gonna go start taking this pan off. First we gotta wait till all this nasty, dark as the dungeon garbage. Ooh, that's gross. Look how nasty that is. You can almost see the chunks. Alright, about 10 minutes later, got most of the difficult to deal with bolts out of there. I also removed this cover for the transmission inspection plate, and you can see that right in there it's very clean, so none of the oil is coming down from there, it's coming from this oil pan area here. So now that I've got all the difficult bolts out, which you did not need to remove the cross brace like every YouTube video says. You just need a 10mm wrench, not a ratchet, a wrench. And I managed to get every single one of those out with no problem. I've already loosened all these, now I gotta go around and take them all out, and I should be able to start prying away at the oil pan. Look at those nasty ass bolts. Nasty. Anyway, the oil pan has come free. You know, I didn't expect this. This part of the oil pan that everyone claims is the hardest to get off, for me was the easiest part. This part actually was the hardest because of the seal around the edge. But I'm hoping I can do this with one hand. And I can. Let's see what the inside of this oil pan looks like, huh? Ooh, sludgy. That's not too bad. I expected a lot worse. What about the actual engine? It doesn't look either as bad as I expected. Let's go up underneath there real quick and take a look. Actually, it looks pretty darn good. I mean, you can tell there's some heat-related marks, but other than that, we're looking pretty good. So I've already scraped the pan of all the residue. Now I gotta get up in here, start scraping all this crap all the way around off, because it mostly stuck to the block, almost none of it stuck to the pan, especially right here, which explains the leak. Now I did remove the oil pickup tube, orifice, whatever you'd like to call this, from the bottom of the engine. See, there's the oil dipstick, you can see. And this is the pickup tube, because when I took it out, it was completely clogged with crap, and you can still see a little bit of it in there, but it's much cleaner now. And if I'm already gonna be here taking the whole freaking bottom half of the engine off and cleaning the gasket and everything else, I might as well do this while I'm in there. It just saves me and the next owner a little bit of a headache. So now we're gonna be on to reattaching this tube and resealing the pan. There's the gasket I'm adding. It's not a gasket, it's this high temp RTV gasket maker. This should be way more than enough. Honestly, I probably overdid it. But on this corner, I just want to be extra sure. That way I don't have to do this again and infuriate myself. Well, the oil pan is back in. Whoop-de-freaking-do. I am getting to be on my last nerve with stuff like this. I didn't even feel anything happen. I just started noticing blood dripping everywhere. And somehow I managed to slice right through two of my knuckles. And I mean slice into them. That's not a little cut. So I'll be fine. I just got to get some Band-Aids and other things that will make me relax, because this is kind of annoying to do to a $400 piece of shit such as this. But at least the car will run good now. It will not spray oil everywhere, and someone can faithfully drive it at the expense of my knuckles. So thank God that is over. It wasn't as bad as I expected. I know, right? You would think, well, your knuckles are sliced. Yeah, even that. I've had worse. So now I got to wait for the sealant to dry, go get the filter and the oil, and everything should be good in the neighborhood, we hope. So I'll catch you in a minute. Well, the door panel comes off ridiculously easy in these cars, and I ended up finding this. This wire was, you know, cut for some reason, so I reconnected it just temporarily to see what's going on. And then it leads to this, which is like sheet wood screwed into the sheet metal. I believe this is some kind of aftermarket power door lock setup, but me and the inspector, we don't know what's going on yet. So see if I can get everything just working manually, and I'll worry about this at a later date. Now we're going to focus on the passenger side door handle, because this is awful. It does work though. So now I got to take this whole freaking panel off here. Man, I hate the sun, it's always in my eyes. Anyway, gotta take this whole freaking panel off, just like I did the other one over there. I resituated it so it's not hanging off the door anymore, and the power door lock actually works on that side now. So now we gotta move on to this one. I like these cheap cars because I don't feel bad about doing stuff like this. And then unclipping everything. See, now the whole door is free. Already taken the screw out of there and taken the handle off and taken the screw down out of here. So you take this out. You should be able to just lift this whole door panel with one hand, hopefully, off. There you go. You can do it with one hand. That's how easy it is. You can see that there's 2 disconnected wires. They go to nothing. God knows what that used to be. But I do see something here that looks like it was removed. Same on the other side. This thing just completely flops around because somebody has cut this. I don't even know what nonsense this is. We're not going to fix that. We are going to fix the door handle on the outside, which has been snapped clean off. This is probably the worst feeling door handle I've ever felt, but that's okay. There's the part there. Don't know what all that crap means. And then there's the whatever. It was $11, $10, I don't know. Gotta take Torx, go in there, unbolt that. And there should be one on this side as well. Yep, there's one in there too. Gotta take those 2 out, and then I can just pull the remains of the door handle out. So that's what we're working on right now. There's the little stupid key lock cylinder thing out. You know, I'd take you on a more in-depth tour of this, but it's like, video's kind of already running long, and it's a freaking $400 car. You don't want to see this. You've seen a million videos of people like me doing this. So this just pulls out like that. I gotta do this. That's it. Now they're out. See? I'm gonna go ahead and slide the new handle in, and we're good as gold. Now it's time for the piece. The piece de resistance. Gonna put this on. Oh yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Doesn't get much sexier than this. Works. Now we just gotta put the interior door panel back together. Yep. And I don't think these are gonna be useful anymore, so we're gonna get rid of this. And is there any garbage in there? Yeah, I'll clean a little bit of this out, and that's it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wave my hand, and all this will be done. And there it is, beautiful as can be. But most importantly, it works perfect. I don't like the way that it's super duper nice and shiny when the rest of these look like shit, but there's really nothing that we can do about that. So it's gonna take care of the handles. I'm gonna go ahead and put the oil back in the car soon. But you can see everything's all nice and clean and finished up down there, including the oil filter. So tomorrow I'll put the oil in the filter, and I can take it for a test drive. You can see if any of my nonsensical womblings on this car has amounted to anything. Well, the day's here. It's time for the Pontiac Vibrator to get the hell on out of here. Thank goodness. Not a big fan of these, you know. I thought being a Toyota product I would have been a huge fan. Not really a big fan, unfortunately. Runs pretty good. I got rid of all the little ticks and noises and clicks and clunks and everything that this car had. So it'll make somebody a good little car. I'm gonna price it real low. That way somebody gets an actual bargain. I've got someone coming to look at it right now, actually. So before I take it on down to the lot, maybe this guy will show up and take it. He's driving all the way from Juarez, Mexico. So I sure hope so. But that's gonna do it for this car. And I hope you guys like this one. I have another rebuild coming up soon. It's gonna be that Focus. I just finished the transmission, which will be a separate video, and then I'll upload the whole video of the car. So thanks for watching.